What is going on? What is going on? Man, it's your boy Dreamer with GotBetterBeats.com, and I'm just excited to be back. I haven't left you guys. I've honestly been working on the newest project for you guys. I have some sound packs in the works. There's going to be a lot of MIDI. There's going to be a lot of drums, and the reason why I'm doing that is because I want to help you guys really create. And one of the ways I want to do that is by creating not only just sound packs, because I mean I can give you a bunch of sounds, but if you're still wanting to know some of the behind the scenes, like what chord structures are being used and stuff like that, that's why I had the idea to add MIDI. So that way you guys can take something you like, you can see how it's constructed, you can use your own presets and everything. So I'm getting over a cold, so y'all can probably hear that. And just to get you guys started, I have a new free drum pack, just a way to say thank you, which is a preview of this new pack that I'm working on my website. So make sure you pick that up. So make sure you like and subscribe, and let's get into this video. What I have here is one of the construction kits. I'm pretty much finished with it. And one of the things that I'm realizing is that, a lot of stuff that I studied that I really didn't pay attention to, about the process, like doing things like gain staging, checking your phase and stuff like that, stuff that just seems like, oh man, I ain't gotta worry about that. If I just get my levels right and I get it banging, it sounds good. But all of you guys know who've been mixing know that if you don't have your mix balance right, once you start trying to slam a limiter down on it, if your kick drum and stuff like that is too loud, it's going to trigger the limiter too early, and you're going to squash your dynamics. So what I'm learning is you have to trust the process and just add your style onto it. No matter what my style is, I'm not going to change my style, but I'm going to make sure that I'm gain staging, I'm balancing my mixes, and trusting the process. And one of those processes, one of the things that I'm learning from trusting that process is that my mixes are getting better. As you see, I really don't have a lot other than just some just some EQ on here. Um, what I'll do is I'll take you through sound by sound, and I'm gonna let you know what I use. So this right here is the bell that I use. And I really like that though. And I just have a little bit of EQ, cutting out some of the sub frequencies. And that's another thing that I've learned. If you don't clear up a lot of these very low sub frequencies, that's going to build up and you're going to have a lot of unnecessary, sub frequencies that's going to kill the levels on your mix, because you're going to be wondering why you can't get the levels without so much distortion, because you have too much low end energy. And sometimes it's like that with, mid frequencies too. So little small things like that will really help you improve your mixes. Uh, let's see. The next sound we have are the strings, and these are very subtle strings. And I love the way they sound. I added halftime to them. This is what they sound like without halftime. So with halftime, honestly, the blend that I'm getting between, that it's adding a little bit more of a stretch to it, and I'm blending it at 75% on the mix knob, so it just gives it like a nice mixture between the two. So it just kind of gives it a bit of a cinematic feel, and honestly, I'm just cutting out some lows and some highs, doing a mid scoop dip and high mid bump just a little bit, and a little stereo. Not too much. All right, so next we have the 808, and you'll wonder why I have two 808s, because For some reason, this file corrupted on me, and so I had to actually just drag in the audio. Good thing I did save the audio because I wouldn't have. I don't think I would have had it, or it would have been hard to get it. So this is the original 808 that I had. All right, so pretty standard. And this is one that I had too. I think I had some distortion on this. So this one is going to sound distorted. And together, they sound like this. Okay. And I have these going out to, I have my melody going out to a bus too. But as you see, I really didn't have any mix effects on the, or insert or anything like that on my melody bus. Um, and this is my 808 bus. And I know you're thinking like, why do you have so much stuff on there? And I actually, it's not a lot of stuff. When I explain it, you'll see what it is. So this is the compressor by IK Multimedia. And when I tell you that this thing is amazing, like I see why so many people have the distressor in their studio. Honestly, I'm probably going to be looking forward to getting, uh starting off with maybe one of these units, using it for my drums and different things that I can just run it through. But this plugin is very awesome. So this is without it, the 808. All right, and this is with it. So just the saturation, I think there's a little bit of a bump in the level, but not much. But it makes it bigger, thicker. The saturation, it just does the trick. And this right here was just a little bit of icing on the cake. So this is what it sounds like without the classic clipper, and this is also a good plugin by IK Multimedia. IK Multimedia, for some reason, I don't see their names in a lot of different places, but they have some amazing plugins. I did reach out to them. I need to reach back out to them to see what's the verdict on testing out their T-Rex Max. And I also want to test out the Total Studio because they have a vast collection of sounds. I want to see what they sound like because I look forward to actually purchasing these plugins, but I would like to see what their sound selection is like for making beats. So let's see what it sounds like without the classic clipper. Okay, and let's see what it sounds like with it. Oh man, come on now. That's like that right there, and oh, okay. All right. Yeah, y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. It just, like, and it did jump up in level. I know it did, but honestly, you could compensate for that with gain reduction, the gain staging, and stuff like that. But the saturation and just the beefiness that's added. And this plugin right here is just a a side chain for the kick to come through. So if you want to hear what that sounds like, it's like this. And I know you're thinking like, you know, why do it like that? And it's mainly because for some reason I like the sound of a kick. I know they're in current trap and stuff like that. Sometimes, they'll say, I don't use a kick. I just use a 808, a punchy 808 that has, the kick in the beginning. But to me, it just sometimes I like the punchiness. I like the feeling of, you know, Like it's just like that beast, that bass in your chest feeling sometimes with certain tracks. And I felt like this one needed that hard punch. So just deduct the beginning of the 808 so it doesn't distort, or clash. And I just added an EQ at the end, and just to kind of take off some of the high end, you know, just just a little high end that was on there from the distortion, because this is what it sounds like um, with the. Let me take the kick out. This is what it off. So it's just some high end stuff. So this right here will kind of take some of that high end off, and give more focus to the bass frequencies. And and honestly, this is an Infinity EQ. This is a really good EQ because not only can you solo bands, you can also kind of shape everything how you want to. I mean, you can do a lot of mid side mode. I mean, and so it definitely is an Infinity EQ. We'll just work with the drums collectively, and on the drums, I have another compressor as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play it without it, then I'm going to play it with it. So here are the drums without the compressor added. Just a nice simple drum pattern. This is with it. And it does add a little bit of dirt, but there are different ways that you can kind of get around that. But for the track, when I play it collectively, you really don't hear the dirt as much as you think. So this is what it sounds like with everything added. Okay. And honestly, I do have, my mix effects on here as well, because I feel like I was kind of sleeping on this feature in Studio One, but it sounds really good. If you mix in Studio One, you know, take the chance to go through some of the presets and just play with some of the console settings. I guarantee you definitely will like that. And and this is just a quick master chain just to bring everything up. I have the Apogee soft limit, and this is a really good sounding, you know, it's like a limiter, but I just kind of use it just for just a little bit of drive and threshold. And the clipper, yeah, I use it just to get that nice grit of most of today's beats, and I just added a limiter on there just so I can make sure that my levels are finalized where I want them without peaking. So, just to let you guys know that this will be for sale very soon. If you'd like to support me, there are links down below, and make sure you cop that free pack, man. You can't beat free, especially when the value is there. So, trust the process, guys. This was just a quick video. I will see you in the next.